Hi, my name is Jay Machalani, CEO and Head of Design for Kolab. Welcome to this orientation video. Kolab is a social collaboration platform built for students. It is currently built for students to communicate, work, and be organized all online on a platform built specifically for them for text-based homeworks. As of now, there is no tool specifically built for teachers or classroom integration. It is possible to use Kolab in those circumstances, but it is not currently built for it. The main focus with the current version of Kolab is students. This orientation video applies for two versions of Kolab: the pre-Alison Alpha, which starts with version number 0, and the Alison Beta, which starts with version number 1. You can see which version of Kolab you're using by looking at the number on the bottom left of the platform. Another way to see which version of Kolab you're using is with the login page. If you're using the alpha version, the login page will look like this. But if you're using the beta version of Kolab, the login page will look like this. In both versions, you will need an access key to use Kolab. It will either be given to you by email, by a friend, or a teacher. Kolab is built around two very important concepts: binders and squares. A binder is a class or subject. You give it a color, a style, and a name. If your math binder is blue, anything blue in the platform will represent something for your math class. A blue notification, a blue work zone, all related to your math class. A square is an assignment, a homework, or project. Inside of a square, you will have everything: conversations, the document, files, tasks, everything related to that work will be inside the square. The square is the name of both what you're creating and where you are working. Inside of a square, which can hold up to 8 members, everyone will have a separate color. If my color is green, anything green inside of the square represents something I wrote or did. Every square will have a square master. The square master is the person who manages the square, by default the person who created it. The square master has the power to delete the square, invite people, kick people, and so on. The square master can also promote other members into square masters. If there are more than one square master, then every important task, like deleting the square, will require the vote of all square masters. Please remember that Kolab is entirely online, and when you are working on a square, you will require an internet connection. Navigating the platform is very easy and standard. On the top left, you have everything that is the main navigation and actions. On the bottom left, you have everything related to you: your messages, notifications, and settings. On the top right is the toolbox, and on the bottom right is the chat. The actions on the top left adapts to what is on your screen. If you're looking at binders and you press the plus button, you will be creating binders. If you're looking at squares and you press the plus button, you'll be creating squares. To edit a binder or a square, press the manage button. You'll go into manage mode and you can click on anything you want to edit. If you're using the beta version of Kolab, you can right-click a binder and have the edit option. The right-click menu is available throughout the platform and will be incorporating more and more sub-menus for actions. On the top right, you have the toolbox. You have a lot of tools and apps to help you throughout the platform. You can easily note something. You can tell the platform to ping you when it's been 5 minutes or 15 minutes. You have video players like YouTube, where you can search directly inside of Kolab to watch a video. You can move around the player, pause it, make it bigger, and so on, including also live Twitch streams, Vimeo, and Dailymotion, and applications like a calculator or Wolfram Alpha for quick answers in the platform. This is available throughout the platform and is very useful inside of a square while you're working. When you open a panel in Kolab, the layout is always the same. On the top, you have basic navigation with subsections. In the middle, you have the actual content. And on the bottom, you have the actions you can do with that content. In a square, it is a bit different. When you click on the icon or the picture of someone, you will do an action. If you click on the text, you will have information. To get started in Kolab, it is very easy. First, you will create your binders by pressing the plus button in the locker. You can design the binder however you want, but the color can only be used once, as for the styles. You can also explore a social section of the platform, where you can see your profile, add more information like any other social networks or way to reach you, your privacy settings, and you can use the search to search for any other members inside of Kolab to add them as your contacts. If you want to add anyone in a square, they need to be right now a Kolab contact. To create a square, simply open a binder, click the plus button, and you have options to give it a name, description, a due date, and also invite members. Inside of a square, you have a ton of options for collaborative work. The first option on the top left is all information related to your square. Descriptions, the name, the time, and general information. The second tab is the Members tab, where we can track everyone that's been working and not working with the exact time with a live countdown. It is very easy to track what every member has been doing in the square right from this panel. The third tab is the Organization tab, where you can easily create tasks for all members, and it is very easy for everyone to simply assign it to themselves. And you also have a live countdown for the due date of this project. The fourth tab is the Resources tab, where you can add any kind of file and make it accessible to all the members of the square, and also links that are important. Links and files are treated the same way in Kolab because they're both valuable resources for any kind of project. The fifth tab is the History tab, where you can simply click on any member and see exactly what they've wrote inside of the document. They will highlight in their user color, so it is very easy to track it. If you're using the beta of Kolab, you have the Versions tool, which lets you scroll through the whole evolution of the document since the beginning of its existence to the present date. The sixth tab is the Export tab, where you can get your document and get it out of Kolab into a file, print it, or a PDF. We'll have more ways for you to export your document in Kolab in the future. The last tab is the Square Options. If you're a Square Master, you have the capability to delete the square or just mark it as completed, but if you're a regular user, you can only leave. On the bottom right, you have the Square panel, where all the group can chat together, every member of the square, and also start a video and/or audio chat directly with the buttons available on the top right. In Kolab, it is not like a regular video conversation where a member has to accept your video feed. When you press it, it will automatically start to broadcast to every member currently in the square. In the middle, you of course have our real-time collaboration editor. We have something called a paragraph lock, where when you go inside of a paragraph, it is locked only for you. Nobody can go in and start working in it unless you get out. This is to make sure that good collaboration practices are followed when working with multiple people. On the left, you have the different pages of the document and who's working inside of it. Kolab is still in heavy development. To use Kolab, you will currently need a computer running Windows, Mac, or Linux, and the Google Chrome browser in its latest version in order to open and use Kolab. If you're having any kind of issue with Kolab, we recommend that you simply refresh the page and it should fix the issue. Make sure that you're not using any extensions that interfere with the Kolab platform, and do not use browser-based translation tools to translate the language of the platform, as it can interfere with some features. If you're still experiencing an issue with Kolab, we highly recommend you look into the pilots page. In the pilots page, you have multiple forms to give us a comment, suggestion, or simply report a problem you've been having with the platform. Be as detailed as possible when describing a problem. It is very important to us. This is it for this quick orientation guide for Kolab. My name is Jay Machalani, and thank you very much for your time. We want you to look at Kolab not as a finished product, but as a foundation for something way bigger. We have very big plans for Kolab, and we hope you're enjoying this tiny preview into what is the vision for the future of education. Thank you very much.